What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time, I'm going to get Rex to give me a hand to bleed up the brakes. So, I'm going to pull all the wheels off, and yeah, I'll bleed up the brakes, bleed up the hydro. Hopefully that's all sweet. I've been waiting to do this job till pretty much last, just because I'm worried that some of these brakes might be a bit heavy going because they've been sitting for so long, and I really wanted to make sure that the car was ready to move under its own power for in case they do lock on or do something dumb. Because usually once you get them hot again, they usually come pretty good. If they're not seized, if they're seized enough that they'll lock on, but not seized enough that they won't lock on, usually once you get them hot, they're okay. But if they're fully seized, they won't move at all. You know what I mean? If they're that seized, they won't lock on because they won't move. But if they're seized enough to lock on but not retract, usually they come good with some heat. So anyway, that's why I've been waiting to do this till pretty much now. So tomorrow I plan on pretty much driving the car. Tonight I want to pretty much bleed up all the brakes and then get started on this loom. I want to have this loom pretty much done tomorrow at some point and paint the exhaust, but I want to be driving this thing tomorrow. I want to take it for a drive. I want to load it up and I want to hear the dose when it's loaded. And that's what I want to do tomorrow. So anyway, me and Rex are going to get on bleeding these brakes. It's not very contentable thing to do. It is Rex and I. It's pretty standard, you know, pump, hold, bleed, pump, hold, bleed, start at the furthest one from the master and work your way back, and yeah.
Is that a bit like the clutch?
Yeah, not like the clutch at all. Hopefully the piston actually retracts in the brakes.
Yeah, so. Not like that.
That was a real pain. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get to it, get this done, because that's another thing we can definitely cross off the list when that's done. Yeah. Which the list is getting very short, I might add, and it's very exciting. Righto guys, sorry I didn't film much last night, but yeah, we just sort of went hard at it, actually got a fair bit done. So all of the brakes split up pretty well. Had a few issues with the hydro, where it engages in the stroke of the lever was a bit weird, so I really fought back. So I just go around with the actual engagement pin on the hydro and messed around with that for quite a while. So most of my paint is all scraped off and it's all ugly now. But anyway, you get that. I might redo it one day. What else? Got the loom wrapped up all in the engine bay, all the way back to inside the car. So I've still got to just finish off inside the car, but I still have to get the factory tacho working. So I'm quite sure that one of the little body plugs underneath where the engine loom plugs into the body loom under the dash, I'm sure one of them would have been the signal for the tacho, for the factory tacho, which I would have cut out for some reason. Just one of those things I would have missed. So I just need to find which one that is and then get that working, which is easy enough, but that's why I haven't wrapped up inside the car yet. So that can be a later thing. It's not really necessarily has to be now, but all the brakes split up all right. Only had one brake leak on the hydro on one of the brake lines to the VS caliper line, which did up tight and it's all good, so that was fine. So yeah, loom's wrapped, brakes are all bled up, exhaust is finished, so it was a pretty good day yesterday really. This morning obviously Rex is still sleeping, so that's why I try not to make too much noise, but I pulled this exhaust off before I went to bed yesterday and just got it ready so I could paint it this morning while Rex is asleep. That way I'm not making heaps of noise waking him up. But yeah, once this is painted it goes back on for the final time, which is exciting. Again, it's always nice when you're putting stuff back together for the final time. So I will show you what I did with the loom in the engine bay as well soon. What I actually did was turn all my injectors around so the plugs are on the bottom underneath the rail, and I ran the loom down sort of along underneath the rail, which actually turned out, it looks pretty good. And one day I'll get really long plug leads and I'll run them underneath the intake and up over the top so that they're sort of hidden as well, and it'll look really good. But yeah, I'll show you that when I put it down on the ground soon. So today I want to pretty much just do like a by-eye alignment, grease up all of the ball joints and stuff, and then get this exhaust back on, pretty much get it back on the ground and maybe take it for a drive. There's still a few like little things I need to do. I need to make a bracket to actually secure the battery. So there's still like a few little niggly bits like that to do, but the car for the most part is pretty much finished. It's ready to drive. I've got brakes, I've got I've got forward and reverse gears hopefully. So yeah, pretty happy with that, pretty stoked. Obviously yeah, still need to change over the ECUs, which I haven't got to yet. I haven't got as far as trying to figure out how to take screenshots and or like copy the tune, or whether I just need to manually input everything into the other ECU. Either way, it doesn't particularly matter. I just haven't got there yet, so that's also on the to-do list. Righto guys, Rex is up so we can start making some noise. I've just unmasked all this exhaust, which is pretty much dry enough now to get in the car. So as you can see, it's all nice and black. You can't see how disgusting all the welds are, which is nice. That's good. Still got me nice stainless blast pipe. I was having a look on here last night as well, and I do have
just a very, very slight leak from the sump plug. This is one that's going to be troublesome that I was really regretting. So anyway, when I go to change my oil next, I might take this plug out, take it to Repco, see if I can get a new sump plug to fit the thread that's in the sump, because that would help a lot, I reckon, because the threads on that are pretty heavy going. But anyway, it's not much to worry about. It's very hardly even a leak. It's just, yeah, very, very slight weep. So I'm not going to worry about that at this stage. You can see up here where I've sort of wrapped all of that alternator lube and stuff that was exposed mostly. I do have my new alternator plug as well, but I'm just not going to bother putting it on at the moment because I don't need to. It's working, so that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to get this exhaust on. Make sure all the V-bands are positioned exactly where I want them, because it's going to be the final install of the exhaust, which is very cool. Alright, so this is what the exhaust looks like on. Very stylish and cool looking exhaust, I think. This V-band's going to cop it, but anyway, you get that. You get that. I couldn't really get it much higher. But pretty damn happy with that effort. I reckon it's a pretty cool exhaust. Nice and high, nice and big, nice and free flowing. All mandrel bends, no sharp, disgusting bends, and it sounds good, that's the main thing. So this is how the loom sort of turned out. As you can see, everything's sort of wrapped, and apart from this, to get it over where the temp is, it all pretty much runs underneath. All of the injector plugs are underneath the injectors. So it's sort of down there, out of the way, not in your face. So I kind of like it. And then obviously along the firewall. So that loom tape's pretty good stuff. It's really nice, it looks good. And everything's still flexible, and you know, it's really nice. So yeah, that's more or less just about inside the base sorted. I just got to make a bracket to actually secure the battery here, which I might do today. And I need to bolt up my strut brace, which I actually had to bend to clear the intake manifold. So hopefully I didn't bend it too much and it still clears the bonnet. We'll find out fairly soon, I suppose. But yeah, it's definitely pretty close, pretty much finished. So I just had a brilliant idea for this battery securing situation. Also, I did bend that strut brace back a little bit so it only just clears the intake manifold now, because I was worried it wasn't going to clear the bonnet. Anyway, so I did that. But yeah, I just had a bit of a brain fart and clicked with this battery situation. Probably the easiest thing for me to do is just go down to one of the other cars and steal the entire wing nuts and security thing and everything off another car. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a hunt. Oh yeah, also last night after I got the loom sorted, all the front end went back together. So all the front end's back in the car. I just need to get some new high beam bulbs, because someone put weird bulbs in these high beams. And as far as, yeah, front end, I'm just going to do a bi alignment fairly soon. I'm not going to put lock pins in these hubs yet and lock them on, because I actually, as well as spacers, I ordered some more GK Tech extended studs. So I'm going to pull this hub back off and put all extended studs in it so it matches the other side. So then I've still got to grease the ball joints, because the ball joints I got were greasable, so I need to grease those up, do a bit of a bi alignment, and yeah, then we can go for a bit of a strap and see how it goes under load, see how it drives. Hopefully it doses like crazy. Right, this is what I've come up with. Still needs to be sort of painted and made pretty, but it is going to do the job. So that's just bits of M8 threaded rod that are just bent on the bottom to make hooks, and I've just hooked them in, and that battery is secure as, so that's all good. So be alright when it's painted up. Paint it black. Another day though. Righto, so I decided not to bother with the bi alignment, because it's fairly straight as it is. It's straight enough to go for a drive around here anyway. And I'll probably book it in for an alignment next week anyway, when I book it in to get the tyres fitted and balanced. So I figure it's pretty much a waste of my time, which I don't really have a lot of at the moment. So not going to bother with the alignment right now. So I've just put tyres on my rack boots. Pretty much everything under the car is done. It's time for it to pretty much come off the hoist now and go for a bit of a blap. Just see how it drives. I'm not going to bother with my lock stops either until I have my alignment done, because that is going to depend on the alignment where they are set to. So just going to not bother with them either at the moment. So to be back on the hoist next week for tyres and spacers and all that sort of stuff. So not much point wasting time double doing everything. So I'll just leave a lot of that stuff for now. So anyway, I might drop it down and chuck the bonnet on and go for a bit of a strap around the paddock.
like to straight back. Sounds like the exhaust. Yeah. I don't think you'll make it over the hump.
I don't reckon I'll make it over that one either.
Jesus Christ. Scrape. What are we scraping on? Everything. Yeah, sounds nice. Scrape, 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 scrape. Dust. Dusty. I bet he's glad he painted that exhaust so that he could scrape it all off.
AFRs seem to be pretty good. Temp, it's getting a bit hot, but we're at 90 degrees.
90's alright. Said before in the video, it's like, aren't you glad you painted that exhaust?
Yeah,
Just so you can scrape the fuck up. That's just fucking straight scrapage. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. Can I get a yee yee?
Yeah, yay! And Dad's gonna be very mad.
Too much dust.
Either way, like everything feels good. AFRs are pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't even watching them.
It's getting just a little bit of temp.
What was the AFRs when you're up it?
Below. You able to see where it's been hit?
Yeah, yeah, you can see the scrape marks. Scrape marks
Bit low.
everywhere.
Oh, it's very on the ground.
No speed bumps for you.
No.
No car parks. No slight inclines. No nothing.
Yeah, looks cool. So here you can see a little bit of self-clearancing. She's a bit low. Not bad. Well, as you can see, guys, it is very, very low. So, yeah, that exhaust might just oval itself after all. But might have to raise it up. I don't know, I'll have a think about it. I don't want to, but pretty much might have to at this point. Anyway, I got to drive it, which is a pretty big step, pretty big cool thing. So yeah, that's cool. It drives well. First, second, third, which is all I got into, seemed to be pretty fine in the box. So reverse is good. Motor sounds sweet. It's a little bit on the AFR. It's a little bit lean. So yeah, not quite sure what to do about that at this point. But I'll yeah, again, it's another day. I'm out of time today. I've got to go home now. So from here, it's just going to be me packing up and then heading back coastal. But it's been a massive weekend, and I sort of wanted it done for July, and it's still July, and it's pretty much drift ready except for some tyres and an alignment. So done pretty well. Like I said, still got a few small things to do. Still got to put my seats in it. Still got to swap over the ECUs, but it is more or less ready to go, ready for the track. That handbrake was a bit funny. Like it was locking up, but just doesn't feel like there's a lot of pressure there, and I'm not sure how it's going to go actually in the dry. So that might be something else I have to look into. But again, it's going to be one of those things. Sort of really need to get to a track and really check it out, because obviously here you make too much dust, and because it is dust, you can't really load the car up and see what it's doing, or you know, you're not on the actual tracks where you can make sure it's going to lock up on the hard stuff. So anyway, there's still plenty to go, still plenty to do. For some reason the bonnet's not lining up again properly, so there's something like with the bonnet latch we've got to sort out. So, and yeah, still got to do my spacers and that when I get here and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's more or less ready for the track, and it's before August, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's going to be it for today, and thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Catch you later.